And we're live. We are freezing our butt off here on Redhead Red Feet. Kari is actually doing a late night hike. Is that what it is?
Yes, doing an after dark hike by special permission tonight to close out the season.
Wonderful. So Kari is actually she works for the city of Hibbing, founder of Redhead Red Feet, and a fitness and hiking leader. So Kari, what values from growing up on the Iron Range still guide you day to day?
Well, let's just keep going here. It's going to keep blowing around. One of the things I learned, you just punt. You keep doing what you need to do. Hard work, obviously. Hard work. My dad worked really hard, even, at just like odd jobs and different things. Life was rough, but it was hard work, and it was always help your neighbor.
Yes. Okay. And you grew up in Nashua, correct?
No, actually, I grew up a little bit south of Hibbing.
Okay.
And now live in rural Nashua.
Okay. And then now, what do you do for the city of Hibbing, and what part of that work feels the most meaningful?
It's kind of interesting because I am a city of Hibbing employee. However, I work in the St. Louis County Assessor's Office. So I do a lot of the clerical computer work. I also answer a lot of questions from taxpayers. And I think what I find most rewarding is when people call me and I can give them an explanation. They may not always like the answer,
Sure.
but I can help them understand a little bit of the property tax and valuation system, and I can make them feel heard at least.
Okay. Awesome. And then let's see, where do you personally feel most at home on the Iron Range, and why?
Right out there on that almost 40 miles of trails, because the terrain is so varied, and I connect with nature. It's been my stress relief since COVID in 2020. And that's a whole nother story in itself. And I've met so many great people out there, and I just go out there and my shoulders go down, detach from my ears. And yeah, it's my happy place.
And what sparked the Redhead Red Feet page?
That got started because as I was coming out here and I was posting on Facebook and I was sharing with so many people about how much I love hiking out here, and I kept saying, come and join me. However, everybody kept saying, oh yeah, let me know next time you go. Let me know next time you go. And pretty soon I had all these people, and I couldn't remember who wanted to know when and whatever. So I said, nope, it's just easier if I make a Facebook group. It's public. Anybody can go on there. I can post the group's hikes rather than trying to remember, oh yeah, I got to tell this person, I got to tell that person. And, and then it's become kind of a community.
Awesome. Yeah.
People. Mm-hmm.
So if people viewing would like to join your group, how would they find that?
Go on to Facebook, and it's Redhead Red Feet. 2 words.
Easy enough.
So Redhead Red Feet. And you should find us there.
And you hit a lot of gym classes. What draws you to do cross training?
As I'm getting older and older, I'm realizing that you can't just have one form of movement. Yes. That in a way is almost worse than not having any movement. I don't really want to say that. But you need strength. You need flexibility. You need the spiritual aspect that going to different classes gives you. You just need that variety. Like I said, strength, flexibility, balance, a little of everything.
Right. And then how do you balance civic work, community leadership, and personal goals without burning out?
I do tend to get close to that point. I get really close to that point. However, then I stop and remind myself that I'm choosing to do each of these things.
Yep.
So it's my choice.
I love it. And then how was hiking together change relationships among people who might never have met?
Oh, it's been wonderful. Like I already mentioned, we've gotten a community, and there's people that have joined Redhead Red Feet, and like they just moved back up here after leaving as a child, and they've been up here 2 years, and they're doing all the hikes. They've connected with other people. They've been doing kayaking. They've been going to other areas across the range in Duluth. We've gone and done a painting class, some of us women, so it's not just the hiking. It's just because you find somebody that you have this core interest with, and you just have such a great time when you're out on the trails, and you respect each other, and you don't get into politics or any of that. So you're able to just kind of do really fun things together.
Absolutely. And then if somebody's viewing, how do they try their first group class without feeling intimidated?
I know that feeling, because as many different group classes I've gone to, it's still when I go to a new gym or a new place, or even traveling, I go to Arizona to visit my parents in the winter, and I walk into a new class, and it's like, oh, what do you do? I just personally, I remind myself that everybody had to go their first time. Yeah. Everybody was a newbie at some time. And it really is true that people are more concerned about what they're doing. They're paying attention. They're making sure they're doing the right thing. They're not caring what you do.
Right.
And everybody has to start somewhere. So if anything, they're glad you're there.
Right. And it looks like, what do you hope a young girl in Hibbing or Nashwauk hears in your story today?
I hope they realize that they have a lot more control over their health and their life than they think they do. I didn't know that. I just thought, things happened as you go through life and you age, and you can make choices and really start educating yourself and thinking about it now of what, exercise and nutrition and just being your own advocate for your own health can do for you.
Absolutely. And then we got the rapid fire fun questions.
Okay.
All right. I'll read them off to you, and first answer that comes to mind. Sunrise hike or golden hour hike?
Sunrise.
And then favorite local coffee or post-workout bite?
Post-workout bite is a protein bar.
Okay. And then one song that gets you out the door every time?
It's cliche, but Eye of the Tiger.
And then gym class you wish more people would try at least once?
Well, it's currently not being offered. However, it should start again in January, and it's called Booty Yoga.
Booty Yoga.
And it is nothing like what you think of as your mother's yoga. It's like Pilates on steroid.
And where is that? Where does that?
That will be at the Anchor and possibly Synergy Studio.
Okay. Make the note. And then best bad weather memory that turned into a classic?
A couple of years ago, Zach and I came out the morning we were told that Redhead was going to open. So we were out here at 5 o'clock in the morning to get out here right when it opened. And we headed out, and we got about a mile and a half out, and it started to rain a little bit, not too hard, but it was raining, and we're not supposed to be on the trails in the rain. However, it wasn't supposed to have rained. And so we kept going because we had no choice. And we got about a third of a mile from being done with the hike and being back here at the trailhead. And I got a text saying, Kari, we're not opening the trails this morning after all.
That's awesome.
Oops, too late. We've already posted it on Facebook and done the ice.
So I freeze my butt off. So we got the last question for Kari, and then we'll close it out. But we want to thank Kari. Thank you so much for being on the arrangement.
I'm honored. I think it's great.
And if listeners take one action this week to feel more connected to the Iron Range, what should it be?
I'm going to go back to help someone else.
Okay.
Attend a fundraiser, volunteer, donate to a worthy cause, something to help your neighbors.
Okay. And then, yeah. So Kari, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thanks for she can definitely handle this cold better than I can. So